11 minutes of nonstop news, your weather authority forecast, and SWX sports headlines. This is NBC Right Now, local news, 11 at 11.
A deadly day on the roads. Firefighters near Mattawa find 2 dump trucks on fire and both the drivers dead. Thanks for staying up with us tonight. I'm Meredith Boggs. Tonight we're learning new details about the fiery head-on crash in Grant County, including the names of the 2 killed. It happened around 9:30 this morning near Road O Southwest and Road 27 Southwest in Grant County. The sheriff's office says the head-on crash claimed the lives of 2 Yakima area men. Investigators believe a dump truck loaded with gravel driven by 53-year-old Bruce Patnode was heading northwest on South OSW. Now, Patnode's truck crossed the center line and crashed into another dump truck driver and co-worker 45-year-old Dale Peters of Sela. Deputies believe the trucks were going about 60 miles an hour when the crash happened. And after the collision, the 2 dump trucks burst in flames and spilled diesel, making it hard to ID the men.
This is definitely one you want to forget about. It's our job, but it's never fun.
Both Patnode and Peters were thrown from their trucks and died at the scene. The accident is still under investigation. Well, new details continue to emerge surrounding Sunday's tragic accident that killed 3 teens near Walla Walla. Today, the Walla Walla County Sheriff sent us some of the results from their investigation into the crash on Mill Creek Road. We're told 15-year-old Athena Bentley was driving the car without a license and that deputies believe she was speeding when the car crashed. Investigators say 16-year-old Uziel Bermoy was in the passenger seat and was the only one wearing a seatbelt. 16-year-old Aiden Bodie was in the back seat. Investigators are still waiting on the toxicology reports to come back. Well, right now, a fast-moving brush fire is burning in the Wenatchee area near Malagua. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office says level 2 evacuation orders have been given to people living in at least 40 homes as crews try to get this fire under control. The Malagua-Alcoa Highway and the Clockham Road is closed from Saturday Avenue to the Rock Island Dam. The cause and exact acreage of the fire is unknown at this time. Well, the same area near Malagua, just 8 miles south of Wenatchee near Rock Island Dam, caught fire last August from lightning. Tim Adams joins us now. Now, Tim, what's the risk that we could see anything like this happen now?
Well, now we're talking about the storms easing up over the top of us. So lightning is on the decrease out there. So are the showers. And we didn't get a lot of moisture out of the systems today, so we still have some dry conditions out there. Here's our satellite and radar right now. You see a couple of little spots of green popping up there, but they're very few and they're mostly moisture up in the clouds. So decreasing clouds overnight tonight. The showers are mostly gone. And by Thursday, high pressure is building in. Mostly sunny skies returning. And as we go into the weekend, sunny skies, warmer temperatures. When I come back in a few minutes, we'll be talking about temperatures going well into the 80s for the weekend.
All right. Thank you, Tim.
You bet.
Well, pesky debris in your yard better not get burned, or you could get burned with a fine from the Benton Clean Air Agency. The raised fire danger level to high pushed into place a ban on burning in residential areas. And if you do get caught burning, you could be fined up to $10,000. But people who accidentally start fires by target shooting or with agriculture equipment, just to name a few, might get away with no fines at all.
It has to do with people, going out and trying to get rid of yard debris or trying to burn something that they know they shouldn't burn, and then it causes a much bigger problem. We're going to go after people for stuff like that.
People cannot burn yard debris at this time. However, there's no current burn ban on burning small recreational fires safely on your own property. As family and friends of a woman recently killed in a murder-suicide prepare to lay her to rest, we're taking a closer look at how domestic violence played a part. Despite a social stigma, 1 in 3 women will fall victim to it. On May 17th, the death of a beautiful, smart, and successful nurse proved that it truly can happen to anyone. The local director of domestic violence services says being a professional might make it hard to report it.
If you think about it, the shame, because of the myths that are out there, that this doesn't happen to the professional person, that shame seems to be a bit higher.
There is a local hotline someone will answer 24/7 that you can call if you're dealing with violence. Now you can call and talk about an escape or safety plan, or even get help moving to a safe, confidential house. For more information, just head to our website at NBCRightNow.com and look for this story. Well, the Yakima County Sheriff's Office is waiting on results from an autopsy for an inmate at the county jail. Corrections officers found Douglas Kemp unresponsive in his cell on Monday, where he was housed by himself. He had a towel tied around his neck and tied to an upper bunk, and he was later pronounced dead. At the hospital, an autopsy is scheduled for tomorrow. Kemp was accused of opening fire on a tribal police officer in White Swan in 2013. Well, right now, police in Moses Lake are on the lookout for a guy who tried to rob an 89-year-old woman with a sword. But listen to this, that elderly shopkeeper fought back. Dylan Willenhouse spoke to the 89-year-old who was not going to give up without a fight.
At 89, the things one may have seen can be countless.
I thought I could scare him off.
Mio Koba and her husband built Frank's Market, a family business from the ground up here in Moses Lake. She's seen a lot, but never what she saw early Sunday morning.
He's trying to open the till, but he realized I wasn't going to open it, see?
A masked man walked into the store looking to steal the cash from the till, but he met his match with 89-year-old Mio Koba.
If he'd have pulled out a gun, it might have been a different situation, but I know he didn't mean to hurt me.
Instead, the man pulled out a 3-foot-long sword, police say, and threatened Koba, but she was not going to back down and grabbed an old golf club, leaning against the counter, and her intentions were clear.
Would I try to hit him with this?
Armed with not only a club, Koba grabbed scissors on the counter to fight off the robber.
Your hand off the till, I'm going to stab you with my scissors. But I wouldn't have stabbed him because I was afraid to do that, you know.
By that time, the man had enough.
By that time, he was already pulling the machine and he left.
Mio's son, Rick Koba, is sure thankful his mom is okay.
I've told her over and over to just go ahead and just give him the money. It's not worth anything else, you know. But she decided to go get him.
When most may do just that, give up the money, Mio Koba has worked a lifetime in this store and was not about to give in to a thief.
That was Dylan Willenhouse reporting. Now, the robber did get away with the till, but the store has gotten it back already. Police are investigating, and they say they have an idea of who the robber is. But if you have any information, call Moses Lake Police. Well, people are still getting sick from the salmonella outbreak that started last year at the Foster Farms chicken plant out in California. According to the CDC, there have been 50 new illnesses in just the past 2 months. So far, there's been no recall of Foster Farms chicken. Nearly 600 people got sick after eating chicken from the plant in California, including 17 people here in Washington State. Well, tensions are running high when it comes to extending Rachel Road in Richland through the Amon Creek Natural Preserve. At the Richland Planning Commission tonight, the public took the floor. Now, some residents are trying to prevent the city of Richland from extending Rachel Road, saying it would hurt the ecosystem. But tonight, the Kennewick School District got involved in the debate. The superintendent says that of their 2 elementary schools in that area, Sunset View and Cottonwood, are both overfilled. And the district has been planning a new school near the Rachel Road area for a while, but the exact location can change. But there has to be another road connecting to Rachel Road before they can make a deal.
As things currently stand, the Kennewick School District will not complete a deal to acquire the property and will not build an elementary school at that site if access is not available that provides parents, community members, staff, and district transportation vehicles with multiple options for egressing the property.
There are endless wonders for kids of all ages to discover in the Amon Creek Natural Preserve. Imagine the irony of trading those opportunities for a road in the name of an educational institution.
Now, this Rachel Road extension proposal is part of the city's 6-year transportation improvement plan. The Top Tail Greenway Group entered an agreement with the city back in 2007 to preserve the land. However, the agreement also gives the city the right to build a public road across the preserve if it meets the needs of the people. Well, some tough changes could be on the way for Yakima County's People for People Meals on Wheels program. Now, they've already been dealing with a $26,000 shortfall this year, and it's about to get rockier. Program manager Debbie Sugden says the cuts are more directed toward home delivery meals, but they'll shift funds around to where they're needed most. Sugden says for 2014, about 300 seniors received home delivery meals, and around 700 seniors use the congregated meal sites scattered around Yakima County. Sugden says during the last 6 months of this past year, they've had to cut back on the amount of home meals delivered and the amount of meals served at the congregated sites.
In leadoff sports tonight, the Mariners continuing their long homestand with the Angels. Felix on the mound tonight in a pitcher's duel, and the M's getting to C.J. Wilson in the bottom of the second. Mike Zunino delivering on the bloop to right. Justin Smoke and Kyle Seager come in to score. The Mariners go on to win by the final of 3-1. Yakima Valley Pippins just 9 days away from their inaugural season, unveiling their uniforms today. Like all other teams, they'll have home whites and road grays with the Pippins logo proudly displayed on the chest. Pippins opening up with the Wenatchee Apple Sox on June 6th. Tri-Cities Fever allowing the bumps and bruises to heal on their bye week. Tri-Cities has won 5 of 6 to get back to 500. They will need 2 wins along with a few Colorado Ice losses in order to take on Colorado at home for a playoff spot in their last game of the season. Coming up in about 15 minutes, we'll meet this week's Academic All-Star. For now, back to Meredith.
All right, thank you, Matt. Well, that's your first 11 minutes of news, weather, and sports. Coming up next, tonight in an exclusive interview, Edward Snowden, the man labeled a traitor and fugitive by some, a patriot and hero by others, shares his thoughts for the first time on an American television network.
When people say, why don't you go home and face the music, I say, you have to understand that the music is not an open court and a fair trial.
Hear more from Snowden after the break.